All right, let's review the Hebrew alphabet slowly. In the next video, you'll be able to see the Hebrew alphabet at a quicker pace. And I would also like to remind you that we provided you with 2 PDF files. One of them has the Hebrew alphabet print and script and the names of the letters. And another one is you can print it and you can practice writing the script letters. And I highly recommend it because we do it all the time. So the first letter we have here is Aleph. This one in print. In script, it is written like this. Another example. Then we have the letter Bet. With a dot, it's a B sound, like the word blue. It's written in script like this. And without a dot, it's the sound of V, like the word violet, for example. And it's written, it's the same letter, just no dot. Then we have Gimel, like the word green. And it's written in script like this. Another example. Then we have Dalit, just like the word dinner. In script, it is written like this. And another example. Then we have the letter Hey, like the sound in the word house. It's written like this. Hey is basically sort of like taking out air. Hey. Then we have the letter Vav. Vav, written like this. Vav has the same sound as Vet that we can see here. I will say that we usually use the letter Vet as a consonant in words, and Vav will be usually used for vowels. And when we get to the vowels, you will understand what I mean here. You'll need to see some examples. But mainly the V as a consonant V will be this, generally speaking. Of course, there are exceptions, but usually that's what you will see. The next letter is Zayin. Zayin, like the word zoo in English. And it's written like this. Now, many students have a confusion with Gimel and Zayin because they look pretty much the same, only they're in different sides. I recommend students using the word gas in Hebrew to remember which one is which. Gimel comes first in the alphabet, that's why it's first, and Zayin comes after, so it's second. All right, the next letter we have is Chet. It's written in script like this. And the sound Chet doesn't really exist in English. It'll be sort of like the word Bach. Not exactly. It's stronger in Hebrew, and it takes practice. The next letter we have is Tet, like in the word top. It's written like this in script. Then we have the letter Yud, like in the word yellow in English. In script, it's just a small line like this. The next letter is Kaf, sort of like the word kite. And as you can see, it has a dot inside. In a script, it will be like this. Now, if I do the same letter without a dot, it will be Chaf, as you can see here. The sound is Chaf, sort of like the Chet that we heard before. So also like Bach. It will be written like this. And now we have a final Chaf. Final Chaf means that if we have a word that ends with the letter Chaf, it would not appear in this form, but rather it would appear in this form. You will see more examples as we go along, but the important thing to understand is this is the final Chaf coming only at the end. The script way of doing it will be like this. Then we have the letter Lamed, which is like in the word learn in English. In a script, it will be like this. The next letter is the letter Mem. Mem, like the word meat in English. In a script, it's written like this. And as you can see, we also have an ending Mem, a final Mem. Meaning again that if we have the letter Mem as the last letter of a word, it will appear in this form and written in that form, of course, rather than this form. So in script, a final mem is written like this. Then we have the letter nun, like in the English word neat. And in script, it will be written like this. As you can see, again, we have a final nun, ending nun, meaning that if we have a nun at the end of the word, it will appear in this form, not in this form. So in script, ending nun is basically a long line that goes out of the line, as you can see. The next letter we have is the letter samich, like in the English word sun. And in script, it will be written like this. The next letter is ain. The correct pronunciation would be a guttural coming from the throat, ain. But in today Israel, we don't really pronounce it like that. We just pronounce ain, just like the letter aleph that we had. Now, important thing to mention about aleph and ain is that they both basically take the vowel they come with. They don't have a sound on their own, basically, if you want to call it like that. The vowel that will come with it would be basically the sound of the vowel. For example, e, a, e. All the vowels I just said were basically combining the letter aleph or ain with a vowel. So they don't have a sound on their own again. You will see more examples as we go along. So in script, ain will be written like this. The next letter we have is the letter pei with a dot inside, just like the English word picture. And in script, it will be written like this. And then we also have the same pei, but without a dot, and that will be the sound of F. So like the English word fall. Same writing, but no dot. And then we have a final fei, meaning that if we see this letter as the last letter of the word, it will be written in this form, as we saw previously in other ending letters. Now, the way to write it in script is starting like a lamed, and then going up and finishing down. I'll do it again. This is an ending fei. The next letter is tzadi. Tzadi is basically like the word mats. So it's basically a combination of T and S. Tz sound. So here we have in script, this is a script tzadi. And again, we also have a final tzadi. And it will be very much like the ending fei, only that the tail will go up at the end, starting like a lamed and going up. This is a final tzadi. The next letter is kuf, just like in the word Iraq. It will be written like this in script. The next letter is reish, and it's kind of like an R, but it's coming from the throat. It's a guttural R, so it's reish, which takes some practice. In script, it's written like this. The next letter is shin, like in the word ship in English. In script, it's written like this. Then we have the same letter with a dot on the left side, so it'll be the sound S, like the letter samech we saw, which is this one. Same sound, basically. Pretty rare, but exists, like the word sip. And it's written like this in script, with a dot on the left side. And the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet is the letter tav, like in the word top in English. Written like this in script.